And we're here, ready to bring the news, I guess, to you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not entirely certain what's going on. I did have two co-casters like a few seconds ago. Examinators in the chat. I don't know what's happening with these guys, though. Okay, so I need to give you a 3, 2, 1. Okay, 3, 2, 1. What the hell?
Yes.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
In case you haven't noticed, above me
Should
in
be
the
like the standard intro.
Yeah.
What, with the one
From
dude
new
who's
angles
not on it?
every time. It's like I can go over here. And then just,
Like watching it
slide
on the
in,
stream,
like-
I'm like a blur. I can see you coming up. but
Yeah.
blur. It's like what the hell?
Hey, Dustcoin, Hoof, hey, Gamer Richie. So, hello, Tufa is also in the chat, and Ditto Mini Dude. Nice to see you guys. Nice to see the regulars.
Yes.
And in case you haven't noticed, there is somewhat of a new face. Well, half of a new face, because he's currently half off his camera. If you stick your head a little...
Yeah.
Actually, I will move his camera so he's a little hat. There we go.
There
He's
it
showing
is.
you his teeth, but be assured, he's not being aggressive. Actually, that applies to... What the fuck are you guys doing?
I'm high.
We're having fun.
Right, fine. Okay, no, I will be the voice of sanity, and you know things have gone wrong when that's the case.
Yeah.
But, to my right... That is my right, isn't it? Yeah, to my right, to your left,
You
or
mean
possibly
like-
to your right as well. This is the Mish King. How you doing, buddy?
Yes. Hello, salutations, everybody.
Hello, every pony. So, like, you've not been on this thing. You've not been on our little thing before. I'm going to move you up slightly so we can actually see your mouth. So, how about we start with that thing that we usually start with? Oh, just apologies for Ryder. He's meant to be here, but since he's not Ryder, we thought we'd bring up
Another rider.
another Ryder to be our
Almost.
representative, our Ryder representative, until the real Ryder turns up. And no, Mini Dude, you don't need to bring up the incident with the dirt. Though, to be fair, if the Cocodamol kicks in anytime soon, we may end up with a repeat of that sort of thing anyway. Yeah, metal.
You should get
What's-
alcohol.
Oh, Brightly Cloud's camera's being weird.
Wait, what?
Oh, right. Oh, I see exactly.
Oh no, that's just my face.
No, I see what he means. The window capture's not 100%.
I think there's a software for that, Cloud.
It's called plastic surgery.exe.
This is so worth it.
I know, right?
Such.
Right,
Yeah.
let's make Cloud bigger. Oh.
Jesus.
But not so big that he goes
Take
over
notes
my
for that.
face. Let's move me up.
What?
Aha! There we go. Much better.
Yeah.
He has Skype as his face. I don't even know. So, since we're starting the way we have started for the last few times where we've had new people on, Mish, what we do is we ask you what made you into the gamer you are today. Tell us your gaming resume, how you started gaming, how you continued gaming, how you plan to game in the future, and stuff like that.
Okay, how I started gaming was about 20 years ago. And that is a rather nice t-shirt you have there.
Well,
I think
they told me that I needed to be decapitated, so I figured it out.
Alright.
This is very uncomfortable.
There we go. Sorry, Mish. Keep going.
Perfectly fine, man. The people get what they want.
Yeah, we're professionals.
Yes. Whereas for Louis Dioff guy said, we're professionals.
They are indeed
So-
professionals. Anyway, you started gaming 20 years ago. So how
Yeah,
old were you
my
at the
first
time?
gaming- I was 7, man. I mean, I'm nearly 27 right now, so around 20 years ago, my first system was a Game Boy. My first game was Mortal Kombat 2. Shao Kahn is an asshole. I fucking hate him. It was painful playing that game, and I had Double Dragon as well. Later on, my mom got me a Sega Mega Drive, which I think is called the Genesis or something.
Yeah.
It was the cartridge one.
It is in
And
America. We call
my
it the Mega
first-
Drive here.
My first game on that was Golden Axe. And my mom actually figured out a cheat.
Wait, your mom figured out a cheat?
Yes, because I was so frustrated. I'm like I think at that time I was 8, and I was a total idiot, right? Like I had no idea how logical things would work. So I'm like struggling here, just getting my ass kicked on the first stage, right? So my mom just sat down and she's like fiddling around with the controller, and she found a way to choose whichever level you wanted.
Nice.
Yes.
That's
And I went
pretty
right
shiny.
to the end and just beat the boss.
Got this game.
Everybody was rejoicing. The rejoicing people were awesome. I played a lot of Sonic the Hedgehog back in the day.
Yes, you do.
Eventually, I upgraded to the PS1. Then I had a PS2 and 3. I have played Final Fantasy 8, 9, 10, and 12. I also have played 7 on my PSP. Yes.
I was about to say, it's like,
I have.
Damn.
I haven't finished it though. I haven't finished it.
Neither have I.
It was a really good game from what I played, and yeah, I got into PC gaming maybe properly about 6 years ago or so. But I never really was a proper PC gamer because I was always kind of cock-blocked, and let me explain why I was cock-blocked. You see, I got this PC, right? There were 2 types of motherboards, right? There's PC Express and there's AGP. Unfortunately, I got AGP. And everything on AGP, for one thing, all the graphic cards are much more expensive.
oh.
They're much less powerful. Your hard drive has to be a particular kind of hard drive, which is more expensive. And you're fucked.
So it's basically Mac.
Kind of. But not even, you don't even get a good operating system. So it's like,
Oh, shit.
Oh shit.
I was totally screwed for the longest time, and my friends literally went a week later and they got themselves PC Express, and they could just have whatever the fuck graphic cards they want for a cheaper price. So I was fucked for the longest time. Eventually that PC died, I rejoiced, and got a better PC, and then my friend, he was upgrading to a much better PC, and I was like, what are you going to do with your old one since you're not trading it in? It's like, oh, I'm just going to use it for movies. I'm like, dude, you can take my PC for movies. I'm taking your PC. And he was totally cool with that. And then I actually started to experience like good games. I recently just finished Batman Arkham Origins. I finished Far Cry 3 on this. And
I'm so jealous of you. I have Arkham Origins. I had it on release because I got it
Yeah.
with my new graphics card. But, of course, there's a glitch. So whenever I go like 30 minutes in, I try to do the first, what's it called, a detective mission, where the guy has exploded into a wall. Whenever I
Yeah.
try to pick up that card, the game just freezes and won't move.
dude, the game has a lot of bugs. Like there
Yeah.
was a vent bug. Have you heard of it?
No.
There's like the different comms towers in the city, right?
Yeah.
Right. So there's this one comms tower that you're supposed to go inside the what? It's like you hack the computer and the grate locks,
Mhm.
so you can't get out through the window. But there's a fucking grate right there
Yeah.
on the wall. You can open it. You can even go up to it, but he won't fucking go through it. Batman doesn't go through it. So
And is
and this
he
was
meant
on
to?
everybody's thing. Like literally, people that paid money couldn't do that. They had to bug their way. Like there was a bug which somebody found where you go to this. There's like this metal pipe. You're supposed to go on that, and if you move in a certain way, Batman kind of like does this fall thing, right?
Yeah.
You're supposed to keep like crouching and falling, crouching and falling. Eventually, Batman will just fly up into the air like Superman, and eventually you'll be so high that when he starts gliding, you'll just glide to the top of the tower,
Oh.
and you just go through the top of the tower. It was really stupid, but yeah, so many bugs in that game. So many bugs.
Which is distressing, because that sort of speaks to the idea that they pushed it out to meet a deadline rather than making the game complete first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just felt Warner Brothers games weren't really equipped on their own to do a game like this. Like, if you look at all the overall overview of Warner Brothers games, I mean, they've got the guys in NetherRealms that make Mortal Kombat and what was it called, Injustice?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they've got that main studio, and they just published the game and probably helped them out financially and with little things here and there. I think this is the first time they actually had a AAA title that everybody was looking forward to, but they themselves had to do it alone.
Yeah, I was looking forward to this one a lot. I actually hadn't played the initial ones, and I heard that they're great, so I wanted to play this, and now I can't because it bugs. And there's been no fix for it. I even reported it.
Wow,
That's really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're paying what $50-$60 to have
Actually,
that.
I got it for free because of my graphics card. But
Oh, you got it in a bundle?
yeah, so I got my graphics card and I got these like keys, right, with it. So
Yeah.
I got like Assassin's Creed 3, Metro Last Night, and Arkham Origins.
Nice.
And-
Metro Last Light's pretty good.
That's the one I'm doing for my giveaway, and Assassin's Creed 3. Since I got them for free, I might as well give them away. Because Assassin's Creed 3, I played it. Metro Last Night, not interested.
Really?
Really?
No, it's a scary game. I don't like scary
Oh,
games.
It's not that scary, but okay.
It's scarier than Wii Sports.
Wow,
How do you
that's
play
a really
StarCraft?
StarCraft? StarCraft isn't scary.
The campaign
Because
is.
you're controlling scary units.
Yeah, true. You have the power.
Yeah,
Actually, I do
they'll
love the fact.
die, you won't die. So
I love the fact that in Metro Last Light there is actually a hydraulic gun.
wow.
It's great. You have to sort of crank this thing up to sort of, and then it fires ball bearings at people at great speed, and it's enough to mangle people.
Wow. So
Examinator, yes, I am giving it away. It was going to be a giveaway when I hit 100 followers. So, look forward to that one. It's going to be a big
Yeah.
thing, I swear.
It's
I'm going to make
be
a
great.
tournament out of it.
Sweet. So some master level player is going to turn up and be like, "A clean house." But
Yeah, but I'm going to do some constraints in that fact, you know.
yeah, you're
I'm
gonna-
thinking like Bronze League players can play as they want. Silver League players has to like have some small constraint. Masters players will probably have to do like
they'll have to do full on tail
one
attack.
unit. They'll only get one unit.
So they have to mono
like
battle it up.
drones.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice. Oh well. So yeah, so you got your first PC.
Yeah, and I just been playing some pretty sweet games, man. Of course, StarCraft 2 being one of the
Natch,
main
natch.
ones. A lot of World of Warcraft as well. And yeah, that's like my main. As far as PC gaming, it was funny when I actually got a good PC and got the hard disk space, because I was on like 80 gigs of space for like 3 years.
Yeah.
I don't know how I fucking did it, but I did it. Because now it's like I'm looking at my 1 terabyte and it's like I've only got like 100 gigs of space on one drive, and I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah.
Oh, I need
Just-
more space.
Just the idea of only having 100 gigs of space. It's just like
80.
yeah.
80.
Well, you
Not
know,
even 100.
to
Well,
be
but that's the
fair,
thing. Like 10 years ago, a gigabyte was a lot,
yeah.
Yes.
and now you can have terabyte storage.
Well, I mean, if you don't like fill up your computer with crap, you can get away with kind of small space. I recently bought a 1 terabyte drive, so that's one. It's
That's
not
1,000
started filling up.
gigabytes.
Yeah. So, but before that, I had, let's see, a total of 340 gigs of memory on my computer.
Okay.
And I had that for a long time. It was filled up. But before that, I didn't even have my SSD, which is 120. So I had 250. And for a gaming computer, that was all I needed, basically. Because
Yeah.
I don't download it or torrent or something like that. I don't keep movies and stuff on my computer.
Yeah.
So it
Okay.
doesn't actually take a lot of space when you do it like that.
Yeah, but nowadays you get all these big games. Like, I still remember, like, 3 or 4 years ago when Age of Conan Online came out.
Yeah.
And it was like 20 gigs, and I was like, Jesus, 20 gigs?
Yeah.
Because I was just thinking World of Warcraft's 3 games, like Vanilla, TBC, and Wrath of the Lich King. I think that was still under 20, if I'm not mistaken, like 13 or 15 gigs.
Something like that.
And just hearing about that, I was like, wow. But nowadays you get like, I think Batman Arkham Origins is 23 gigs or something. Because I know the setup
Yeah.
was about 18 or so. So it's pretty big, man.
Yeah.
It's-
And if you want to be able to get, I think Mr. Pandaria requires 25 gig hard disk space.
Is it just for installation or after installation?
Nope, storage. So storage.
Right. So it probably means that you need to have, like, you know, that's what they say, but then it ends up being that when you're installing the game, it seems to get huge. because it's actually working on overwriting the older files.
Yeah.
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 I don't know.
It's-
I've not checked that out. I don't know for certain because I don't play World of Warcraft anymore.
No, man, that used to happen to me back when I had the 80 gig. I literally used to scramble because I'd only have like a little under 20 gigs of space. So I'd literally have to delete everything except for World of Warcraft on that drive just to be able to upgrade it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank God, it's upgrading.
Okay. So you got into StarCraft and presumably you got into casting from there?
Yeah, it was like my main interest like came up because of like I had like a big history in RTS games. History as in I used to love playing a lot of RTS games. My first one being Dune 2000.
I played that.
Which is wasn't it awesome?
I don't know. I was so young at the time. I didn't know English, so I didn't really actually get far, to be honest.
Oh.
But I liked it. I just got frustrated because those things that looked like Hellions, you know.
Yeah.
I used to get rushed by those, and I always died.
Oh, God.
What were they called?
I have no idea. I just knew that there were 3 houses. All of them seem to have the same shit, except for 1 or 2 units, I think.
Yeah. Well, what was it? It's
Yeah,
like
There was
House of Harkonnen.
Harkonnen, Atreides, and
Atreides.
whatever the other faction was.
Some snake clan.
Yeah, the green dudes, which nobody gave any shits
Yeah,
about
I think it
because they were
started
bad.
with K
No,
or
it
something like that.
doesn't isn't it? I saw.
Yeah. No, there was something to do with snakes, I think.
Yeah.
What are you talking
Oh, the crest
Like
was a
Cyborg.
The
snake.
third family in house. In the third house in Dune 2000 was... Ordos, that was it.
I think they were just created for that game. If I'm
Yeah,
not
they were.
mistaken. Yeah.
They're not mentioned in any of them, but they're mentioned in the non-canon Dune encyclopedia. So,
Which one did you play?
Yeah. Dude,
Atreides?
this was, I think, back in 2005, maybe?
No, which
or
house?
2000. Oh, dude, Atreides.
Yeah, me too.
The Fremen were...
Everybody plays Atreides.
The Fremen were weird, though, because as far as I recall, they weren't anything like the Fremen in the story.
Yeah.
Because they were
Yeah.
snipers. They were, sit at the back and shoot you from distance, people. As
Yeah.
opposed to, people who would stab you in the face with crystal daggers.
Yeah.
And take your water.
And take your water as well. Yes.
I loved the movie, by the way, the Dune movie. I have that.
I still need to see it.
Well, you can either watch the movie or the TV series. There were two.
Or do neither.
But
Which
one of
one's
them
better?
had Patrick saying which one's better is a difficult thing because they're so different. One of them, especially because one of them is a TV miniseries rather than a...
One of them has Sting in really, really tight pants.
Yeah, apparently one of them has Sting in tight pants, and one of them has Patrick Stewart in, as far as I recall. I think that may be the one with Sting in it.
Yeah, because he definitely
Wow,
wasn't in
so-
the series.
Oh, yeah, Sting, he's in the movie, right?
Yeah.
He plays a weird
He plays
kid.
the Harkonnen guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Frey.
Obviously.
Fade.
Fade Rotha, yeah. Was that Fade Rotha?
Yeah. Beautiful Fade.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, that's what they call him. The Harkonnen chief.
Oh, right, okay.
Weird guy.
Yeah, there was-
And then there's Alia as well. But she's from Atreides. She's weird.
Yeah. It was Leto Atreides. It was Jürgen Prochnow. Who is... Yeah. He's a legend. The weird thing is he's famous for being in submarine movies.
Really?
Yeah.
Hunt for Red October?
No, the Das Boot. Like old school movies about submarines. Which is really weird, because they had Jürgen Prochnow, and they had him in the... what was it called? It was spaceships. It was made after a game series.
Are you talking about that one?
And then moving on
What was
to-
it? The something commander, wing commander.
Wing Commander, that was it. Yeah.
That.
Oh.
Yeah, they had Jürgen Prochnow in that, so of course they had to make it sound like the ships that they were in space, may I add, had to be treated like submarines for the purposes of not being heard by the enemy. Because...
Wow, they can't see them. Like they can't look out the.
But
their-
if you
their
make
portals
noise
and say, "Hey,
in space,
that?"
they might hear you in space. So
But
yeah.
you can't hear anybody in space.
Yep.
Can you?
Yep. And there was also this ship-destroying gravitic anomaly that people kept fucking flying into. In any case, So yeah, so is that bringing you up to today then, with your badass SC2 casting?
Well, one, they couldn't hear the anomaly, that's why they kept flying into them, and two, as far as SC2 casting went, it was like I had like Dune 2000, then I had like Red Alert 3,
Of course.
and then eventually Warcraft 3, Frozen Throne, and I was a big fan of those games, and of course Dota 1. And then eventually I heard about this game called StarCraft 2, and I saw the first viewing of it, I think in Korea. I was watching some random videos about it, and I'm like, whoa, this game! This guy on stage called Dustin Browder is just explaining this awesome game, and I'm like, just looking at these zealots, and I'm like, infantry units that aren't garbage? Wow, they're actually useful. And it's like, you know, showing the rest of the demo, and then the tanks getting shot by the immortals. It's like basically they keep showing one unit countering the other.
Yeah.
Eventually the battle cruisers come, they kill some stuff, and then the marines come to kill the battle cruisers, and I'm like, seriously, the tier 1 units are not garbage. This is awesome. So then with the nuke at the end, and I was like, yes, this is the game for me. And then I would like stalk the internet for the battle report videos that they used to have, and think that Kim was just the best player ever.
Nice.
And eventually I ran. Yeah.
Look at that link that I sent in the chat. That's the prices of Dune 2000.
Wow.
Dune 2000 starting from $50. Jesus.
So if you guys want to make an investment,
Yeah, go and dig out that old copy. Jesus.
The fuck? There's one here for $289.
Yeah, there's also an Ultimate Sci-Fi Series PC further down by Electronic Arts for $40, which contains Blade Runner, Dune 2000, and some other game that I cannot read the title in. Wing Commander Prophecy.
Is like for $60. Sorry, for $56, a new copy of Command and Conquer. So I'm assuming it's never been opened.
So if it's on EA, it's supposedly on the Origin store, probably. I'll check this out.
Maybe. By the way, Mish, we had a question from the chat. Have you ever played Vanilla StarCraft?
Yes, I have played Vanilla StarCraft.
What did you think?
And I played it, like, basically, over here in Pakistan, it was like the game Vanilla StarCraft?
Yeah,
Or...
before Brood War.
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. And I hated it. I hated it. I couldn't play it. I was so... Basically, Warcraft 3 breastfed me, right? By having all of these things called rally points. And I was like... What's going on, bro? What's going on? So I didn't understand what I was doing. And, yeah, I didn't really like it. The story seemed really cool, though. But that Duke guy was a total asshole.
Duke?
Like,
Yeah.
General Edmund Duke.
Yeah, he was from the Deep Voice Brigade.
Yeah, he would always crash that fucking battle cruiser. It's like, why do you let this guy drive? He's old.
He sucks. God damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have him and
Oh,
General
Dusk Iron
Stuart
Wolf.
to choose from.
I love you. I love you, Dusk Iron Wolf. Duke was awesome. No, I'm a Zerg player, man. Anybody that drives a battle cruiser is not awesome unless I mind control it. Then it's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
so-
I'm just reminding myself. Yeah, that was what he did. Yeah, he was one of the antagonists, though, wasn't he?
Well, it was a really messed up game because there were so many antagonists. I mean, we had that Samir guy, which turned out to be an alien guy, which was bringing forth the Zelnaga dude, like resurrecting him. Like in Heart of the Swarm, they finally concluded that story arc after totally just screwing it to death, and like they finally gave it some like closure. So that's a proper closure, mind you. So it was really good. So yeah, casting. I got into casting about last year. Actually, was it last year? Yes, it was last summer. And I used to do this thing called the Battlecraft Weekly. It was pretty awesome. I basically had a World of Warcraft guild, and then we just used to take part in it every week. And then eventually, other people which were better than us, would like come into it, and it just became. It looked like a lot of fun and stuff, but yeah, that was it. And then eventually I got into Clipsia Gaming, and I used to
Nice.
write for them. I interviewed DJ Wheat last year. The
Oh,
guy
nice.
is actually pretty awesome. And then the next week, DJ Wheat had that breakdown because literally the next week, Destiny was on his show. Remember that infamous thing where Destiny is like, he just kind of rage quits out of the show, and then DJ Wheat has that rant.
No, I don't remember that.
You don't remember that? Basically, it all came down to how Destiny was saying that Blizzard need to change the game, otherwise it's going to die if it continues this way.
Oh, was this post he put up on Reddit?
Yes, and then they got him on one more game with Idra and Greg, and Greg would be
Idra
like,
and
"Oh,
Greg?
your numbers? One sec, let me get your numbers." Ah, and then he'd be like, "Oh, these numbers, right? These numbers." So, literally, Greg did that on the
Wow.
show, and I was like, initially, I thought it was a bit funny, but at the same time, it was kind of.
Yeah, that's kind of an
It
asshole.
wasn't really helpful. And Greg was even worse by saying that no, Blizzard aren't going to help us, and there's no point in asking them for help. We need to do stuff ourselves. So it was kind of like,
Wait, this sounds more like a conversation about cheating than about
yeah, it wasn't a
balancing the
conversation
game.
about cheating. It was a conversation about how to improve StarCraft as a whole. Because back then we didn't have clans, we didn't have a lot of
Yeah.
some of the features that made improve StarCraft, Heart of the Swarm as a whole. So, and you know, the game was starting to get a bit stale at that time because it was just Mass Broodlord and Fester
Yep.
in pretty much every matchup. And of course, what else was there? Yeah, League of Legends was really getting crazy in terms of numbers.
Yeah.
So this conversation came up, and then basically DJ Weed is trying to say that right now there's so much shit to watch on Twitch that people have kind of spread out from StarCraft onto other things,
Yeah.
right? But what he seemed to fail to realize was that's all good, but doesn't that mean that StarCraft isn't really worth watching anymore? I mean, your audience is going to other games, which is good for them because they're finding other stuff that they like, but for your own game, it's not really, especially if you're hemorrhaging this much, it's not really a positive.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think I don't think StarCraft is dying per se. I think maybe we're having a reduction in audience.
At
but-
that time. Right now, I'm like really cool with where StarCraft
Yeah.
is right now because after BlizzCon Home Story Cup, I think it was 60K viewers or something on 2 streams.
which is good.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty sweet, man. In my opinion.
Yeah, it's good.
And the quality of StarCraft is also pretty good right now because sure the basic strategy pool is kind of starting to narrow down,
Yeah.
but we're seeing certain people do little tiny different things, and because their control is so good, it's just still worth watching.
Okay. So we're sort of looking at it's because we've still got those sort of slightly eccentric builds, those slightly eccentric like players that make it interesting. I mean, like you sort of your grubbies and your TLOs and all that sort of thing, just doing the stuff that.
Those aren't eccentric players; those are foreign players. So
Well, I don't know. I thought grubby
it's a
was
thing,
eccentric
isn't it?
even
It's
for foreigners.
like this is one of the reasons why League of Legends and Dota 2, for example, are gaining in popularity because you have this massive foreign audience which is into it because they're like our people are doing well, so we want
Yeah.
to see our people do well. You still do that? Have that for Koreans? Like everybody loves Ultimus,
Yeah.
and of course the MCs and stuff. But it's like you're still watching Koreans, and that's. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it's not a healthy to see that that the rest of the world can't really hold a candle except for maybe Naniwa.
And Scarlet.
Yeah. And Scarlett's your
Scarlet.
point. As long as she just needs to get better at spotting cheese, apparently.
Yeah.
That's also, I think, are messed up.
Well, Red Bull Cup's coming up, right?
Yep.
Yes.
And Scarlet's in that, so we'll see how she does. Red
Okay.
Bull Battleground.
Interesting topic about how MLG is, for the time being, not going to have StarCraft. So I'm finding that really
Yeah.
fascinating.
Okay, we'll tell you what. We'll have a chat about that later. We can actually have that as your sort of guest topic of the day if you want.
Okay. Actually, I'd rather have something else.
Okay, well, we'll come back to it later. Should we? Do we want to go straight into news, or should we have a quick break? What do you
Yeah, we
reckon?
can go straight into news,
Okay.
considering we were a bit late.
We're a little bit late starting. We've only been going for about 40 minutes. So, what do we want to start with? First thing that comes to mind is if the article on NeoGAF, again, I don't know how reliable a source this is now, but actually it's not an article on NeoGAF, what was I saying? Yeah, there's a press release from Sony saying the PS4 sold 1 million units in the first 24 hours. That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
But
it's gonna be one of it's like gonna feed the console wars, I feel. You know?
Yeah, this is all just good PR because then people will be like, oh, 1 million units. This obviously is a good thing, isn't it?
Yeah, and then the Xbox release is gonna come up, and it's same exact numbers because the people who buy the PS4 is gonna buy the Xbox One.
Dude,
Yeah.
I got a question. Is the Xbox One still selling for the same price, like $500 to $600?
I think so.
Or did they nerf it?
I think it's still really expensive, but I don't know.
Mm.
But yeah, no, the article's on prnewswire.com saying PlayStation 4 unit sales surpass 1 million units in 24 hours in North America.
Mhm.
Just NA.
Is it released in Sweden, Europe yet?
No, I don't think so yet.
I think it'll be like coming in maybe a month or so.
Probably.
Probably,
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll see how it goes. I mean, you know, like, I have a feeling that it'll probably do fairly well. So, there we go.
Like, to be honest, I'm kind of okay with it, like, releasing slowly in different regions first, because we all know that this is not going to be region locked. So, for example, if you get a console from the United States, you can play it in Europe without any problems, like, later down the line. So, I'm, like, you know how it is whenever you get a console or a game that requires you to go online for whatever reasons. There usually is like the launch day problems. So by just having it in America first, they'll negate a lot of those problems. A lot of the bugs will be pointed out, like, oh, this controller! Why can't I make butter with it? What is wrong with it? What did I buy this for? So stuff like that.
Churning right. God damn it!
The thing is, like, for me, that's the sort of thing that testing is supposed to be for. You know,
to be honest, it's like I've seen companies test games, test whatever. You never can find all the bugs. Or it's either that they can never find all the bugs, or they just don't give a shit.
That's the thing, though. I mean, we ended up with, like, especially when we have characters like, games like the recent SimCity release, which was functionally unplayable for most people. When it released,
I have a conspiracy theory about that. I literally have a conspiracy theory about that. EA boardroom executives, right?
Hang on. Let me get into position.
All right.
Yes.
You clocked in. So, one of the EA executive boardroom stats guy is like, dude, this is SimCity. We've got this many people wanting to buy it. And he's like, well, are you sure? Well, about 99% sure, sir. But are you really sure? Well, I can't say with 100%. So he's like, we'll do this. We'll have 1,000 servers. Fuck everybody else. If there actually is a demand and people buy the game, we'll not only be sure that we'll need that many servers, we'll have the money to pay for those servers right off the bat, so we ourselves won't have to buy anything. So yes, that's it.
To be fair, that sounds less like a conspiracy theory and more like good business practice. Or rather bad business practice that sounds like good business practice. Now, that makes perfect sense. They didn't buy the equipment that they didn't think they needed. And then it turns out they really did.
They needed it. They knew they needed it, but they didn't want to be like, all right, it's a Sims game. Who's gonna play it? There's always that off chance that in an alternate reality nobody would buy it. But in this reality, people bought it, and with that money, they just bought more servers. I mean, honestly speaking, how many people do you know that actually were like, no, we're gonna return this game because you've been gypped? Everybody is like, no, we'll wait. I mean, obviously, fuck EA, but we'll wait till they fix it.
Okay.
Still waiting.
Yeah. Still.
Yeah.
This guy is still waiting, EA.
Well, the thing is, like, for me, the bigger problem with that was the fact that the cities were tiny and you couldn't make shit with it. So, anyway. But yeah, no, PS4 doing very nicely for itself. We've got some numbers here comparing the sales of the Wii U, saying they sold 425,000, so it's over twice. The PS Vita sold 225. The 3DS sold 400. The Wii sold 475. And that's back in '06. And the PS3 sold 195 by comparison.
Yeah.
Which is just like, those are all in thousands for the record.
Are you
Like,
still in there?
What?
Oh, I see a
Please
kitty cat.
Please tell me that's not Ryder.
No,
It's a kitty cat.
it's my cat. A few hours ago, she crawled into my wardrobe. She just crawled out.
What? Oh dear. Have we had any response from Ryder, by the way? Is he just
No.
AFK?
I think he's hungover. Or high.
Or both,
Fair enough.
man. He is from the Netherlands, so can't really
Exactly.
put it past.
Fair enough. Let's move on to the
Is
next.
that Maru?
Mark?
Did you steal Maru the cat?
No, this is my kitty.
Oh,
So,
that's sad.
oh, I'm jealous of your cat. Should we move on to some more news?
Yeah.
Alright, we're good for that.
Hey, you're jealous of my cat? Because
yeah,
I cuddling her?
No, because you have a cat.
And
I'm
she's
jealous
in
of
your
you having a cat. I'm jealous of the cat
Yeah.
too, but that's a private matter.
Sure, man.
But yeah, trying to think other news we have this week.
This week's Sons of StarCraft.
Yeah. Wow, it's like it actually came out.
Actually came out. Land of Broken Promises, bro.
Haven't seen that one yet. Damn it.
Well, that's
Yeah, I
is
started
that
watching-
episode 1 then?
Yes. I'm not sure how many episodes there will be, but I hope the rest of them will be better.
The thing is, like, the thing to make a note of is the fact that they're releasing it episodically rather than in one massive documentary, which I think is. I don't know if I like that. I don't know if that's.
Yeah, it's just milking it, bro. It's like, you
I would.
cheated. I would also. If you have a golden goose, just milk that goose.
I-
You're not going to
I think you're
slaughter.
mixing your metaphors there, but go on. But no, that's the thing. Like, it's
Dude, I use hybrid geese. I'm a Zerg player, man. I've got Abathur
You-
taking
you
the gold eggs from one thing and the milk yellows from another thing to make a flying hybrid cows.
Oh, so you made overlords.
Yes. They poop golden eggs. That's what they do.
oh,
That's how I
wow.
win every game because every player just starts chasing. It's like I just buy their army. So
I just love that. There was actually a comic I saw the other day that said that the reason that Zerg units move faster and creep is because they know what it feels like, and they're like, this is disgusting.
yes.
Oh dear. But yeah, no, like I'm, because it's basically meant to be about like Tasteless and Nartosis and how they got into the whole thing, and if they can, from what I understand, it's not great. You know,
I heard
for
there
the-
was like 2 minutes of Artosis, like actually 1 minute maybe of Artosis actually going from pro gamer to caster, and I'm like, what? Seriously?
just a minute.
So, yes, just a minute. Otherwise, I started watching it. It just was like everybody praising Artosis and Tasteless for being awesome.
Yeah, there's a time and a place for that, but
Well, I mean, if it's just 1 minute of Artosis, because I know how Tasteless got into it, but that's really, really short. That's like he was at a tournament, got knocked out first round. The caster of that tournament was horrible, didn't know anything about
Yes.
StarCraft, and he went up and did it, and he got hired.
Yeah. That's it. I mean, I still remember hearing about how the caster actually asked him that, hey, on this island map, do you think he'll use his medevacs?
I think we'll see drops.
oh my word! That was
I
the
love the
quality.
way Tasteless actually carried him. Sure,
Yeah.
that is a possibility, but I feel that he'll go this way and that way, and I'm like,
Right. Oh
I think we'll
god.
see drops on this island map if he wants to win in this war game.
Winning.
oh man,
Oh,
that's
man.
like that Batman meme where he slaps Robin and says,
Yeah.
he's a Zerg, he'll knight us.
Oh man. Except Nidus Worm's a shit, so you don't Nidus
Yeah.
ever.
Except in Brood War, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know. Was that a
Wait,
thing in
I
Brood
don't-
War, or was it still bad?
I don't know actually. I don't know what the Nidus Worm was in Brood War. Because I know like things like siege tanks were amazing in Brood War. And
Yes.
they could fire 1,000,000 miles a day or something, but just like
Imagine.
yeah. I'm gonna look that up actually.
So those were actually.
Oh, Nidus Canal, yeah. It was a thing.
Have you
Yeah.
noticed we kind of back to the Brood War kind of meta. Like they're trying to bring that back. As a Zerg, I feel that way because like the whole mutas are really good in every matchup. Of course, Zergling Ultra is really good. Yeah, Vipers being what's it called? Defilers with their clouds.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
There
And
was
of
this
course,
one thing in Brood War though, which I never understood why it was balanced. That ability to make bio all go to 1 HP.
Yes, that was the cloud. It was really stupid.
That was the what was it? Can't remember what it was now.
Wasn't it just Defile?
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
it. It was Defile. Yeah.
It's like really bad.
That
Yeah.
makes Zerg cool. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
The problem with that sort of thing is it's far too easily abused.
Yeah.
It's
That said,
although is that
wasn't that
all
what-
units? Oh, it's Plague. Thank you, Hubbis.
Oh, Plague.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And it came off
Liquid-
the Defiler.
Did they? Is it for all units in the Plague Cloud, or is it just for your?
Plague? No, Plague inflicts 25 damage per second for a maximum of 295 damage. Plague will not kill or destroy affected units, leaving 1 hit point.
Oh, okay.
Plague does not drain shields, but will affect the hit points underneath regardless of shield strength. Yeah, no, that's
But it's just on bio. It's not a mech.
all units and
Yeah.
buildings.
What?
All units and buildings.
That's fascinating.
I'm looking at a wiki.
I'm guessing it'd be like eating away at the building.
Probably. Affected cloaked units will be revealed. So basically, it was the precursor to fungal,
Yeah.
and actually more horrible than fungal.
Yeah,
Like-
but at least you can move. Like. It
Oh
doesn't
yeah,
take
yeah,
away
yeah.
from-
But it means that if you have a bunker and you have marines in the bunker, then
Yeah.
Yeah, but that just forces you to not turtle. So.
Yeah,
Kind
true.
of like that because it's a tier 2 unit. So if you don't have tier 2 units yourself, you're doing something wrong, or you're really far behind.
Yeah, true.
Like, I mean, imagine if you have the old siege tank would just wreck. Like, I could just imagine the Defiler's like, alright, guy, coming for you, and then it gets blown to bits in one shot.
Yeah.
Like, the fucking guys jump out of the tank and just be like, woohoo! High five!
I'm here! Shoot me!
No, that's the Thor pilot.
I know, but I just like that voice.
I'm here. Click me. Yeah.
They're everywhere! Then shoot everywhere!
That was a Carbot thing, wasn't it?
No, that's in the campaign.
Oh, nice.
When you do the Raptor thingy, I think. No, it's one of the evolution missions. For the roaches that like spread up into smaller roaches.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
then shoot everything. Yeah.
They're
shoot
everywhere! Then shoot everywhere!
So
That's
good.
just amazing.
Oh, Defiler is tier 3, so that's perfectly balanced in my opinion.
Yeah, that's not too bad then.
Ooh!
Kitty, kitty,
Oh,
kitty.
that's a nice.
You're too fat,
Rub
kitty.
that tummy.
Oh.
Okay.
So yeah,
Oh,
So not pleased.
that's I don't know. Like I'm just sort of pulling us back to the Sons of StarCraft thing. It's sort of I'm not sure what it.
It's
to be
not sure if
honest,
it's worth it.
what were we all looking forward to in a StarCraft 2 documentary? I mean, it's literally like if you look at the Day9 Daily 100, it's
yeah,
like
I
everybody
just recently
expects-
saw that.
Wasn't it amazing?
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
It's like everybody expects an emotional roller coaster, but with Liquid Rising, it was kind of okay.
Yeah.
But people wanted more behind the scenes stuff, right? And sadly, in our scene, people just don't want to give behind the scenes stories and stuff. So
Yeah. Well, it's also. I mean, for me, the documentaries for me were meant to be about legitimizing the scene. You know, and having that moment where the sort of the more mainstream sees what we are and what we do and doesn't look at us as stupid. You know?
dude, League and Dota are doing that already. I mean, MasterCard sponsored a Dota 2 tournament. McDonald's is going to be sponsoring, or is sponsoring one right now on the Good channel. Like, as far as legitimizing our scene goes, it's in the hands of mainly Too Good. Like, literally, in terms of bringing sponsors in.
I think
And-
StarCraft needs more EGs, to be honest.
Yes. But is having too many EGs a good thing? Like, in all honesty. Like, it's a
Yes.
nice thing, but I feel they're too corporate.
In the situation StarCraft is in right now, yes.
Well, again, like,
Oh,
there's
man.
part of me that wants there to be more. Well, I don't know. I mean, because part of me wants to see more out of the foreigner teams we have, because we have. Oh, are you talking about EG in the terms of being just a team made of foreigners?
Or
No.
like
Or
with
it-
sponsorships.
Oh, right.
PG is very smart as a team, like as an
Yes.
organization. They're very much more a corporation than other teams.
Yeah. Well, that's the
And I like
thing. You know, like, we've got. There's a bunch of teams out there, and I'm fairly certain most of them do that sort of.
Not as well though.
No.
really well.
But that's because I think EG have dedicated marketing teams. They have dedicated, player wranglers. They have all that shit.
Yeah, but why wouldn't, like, I feel like that's necessary. I feel like that's a good thing,
yeah,
and more teams should go in that direction.
yeah. Well, the thing is, I mean, that requires legitimacy of the scene. That requires us to have, like, MasterCard or McDonald's or Ford or like
Dude.
any of the really mainstream sponsors sponsoring us, because otherwise the teams can't get big enough to do that. For like the number of people that work for EG, you've got to have like a bunch of people just doing behind the scenes stuff that we never get to see.
But that's like something we should work on, like trying to reach, because right now the StarCraft community consists of people hating LOL because they're too smart for LOL, basically, and
Don't
or
forget
the
nationalism in
originals.
general.
Yeah.
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 I don't know. I mean, we've got,
I played Brood War.
I don't know. We've got like there's Team Liquid, and Team Liquid has their own face, so to speak. They've got Liquipedia. They've got. I'm fairly certain they have just a site about the team, don't they?
Yeah, but you gotta you can't put Wikipedia and you can't put the people that run Wikipedia in the same boat as the people that run Team Liquid .net, because the Wikipedia page is amazing. by the
Oh,
way.
yeah.
They're
Yeah.
always improving it. They're always adding new features. TeamLiquid.net seems to be a website that kind of likes the way they were. I mean, only recently they've actually streamlined the website, so there's just not that much content on the website. Like, it just seems like there's too much stuff on it, if you know what I mean. It isn't as streamlined as, let's say, Reddit, for example, which is
And to be
like,
fair-
here are the posts.
Well, yeah, it's also turned into a news site as well. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff
Yeah.
on there.
And now you
which-
get Dota 2, Brood War, StarCraft, and now League of Legends as well is popping on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think, yeah.
Well,
but,
to be honest, I think the reason why we don't have teams like EG is because of the big underlying problem that is in StarCraft, and that's like at a grassroots level. We don't have players on the same skill level or close to the same skill level as the Koreans at that level. So,
yeah.
and again, it's not a bad thing. I know that a lot of people are going to be like, "You're a nationalist like John Bain, aren't you?" No.
Well, no, I
even
mean-
John isn't a nationalist. I mean, I got what he was trying to say.
But the thing is, like, what we're looking at here is the Koreans do dominate the scene. I mean, if we look at WCS, there was one non-Korean in the finals, and he didn't make it that far. Yes, no, no, wait, how far did he make
No,
it?
he didn't get. He
got knocked out in the first round, didn't he? Yeah.
Sulky knocked.
Sulky, to be fair, sulky, but still, we've got the foreigner scene, and we've got the fact that we've got people whose job it is to play StarCraft for a living. It's not like they don't have the time to put the practice in.
Well, look at the Home Story Cup. I think we only had 2 foreigners in the top 8: Baby Knight and Happy.
Let's have a look. I'm trying to look at Home Story Cup at the moment, actually.
But to be fair,
So
we
it
didn't have
goes-
the big names from Korea in the home story.
Yeah, it was like
But even
just
so,
games.
that's still not great. Is it 7 that's on at the
Yeah.
moment?
Ah,
Yes,
7.
it is. Yeah.
No, 8.
Sorry.
Well, 7 is... 8, I'm misreading the number. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like,
Well,
Baby
there's-
Knight and Happy have made it through... okay, 10 second. What the hell? What's going on with Skype?
I just messaged you the bracket.
Right, that'll be why then.
I broke your Skype.
Yeah, don't Skype me stuff. It messes things up.
Okay.
But yeah, no, that's the link I've got is if you want to post links, post them in the chat. Actually,
All right.
no, I've actually got apparently a slightly more up to date link than that because I'm on the Wikipedia page.
It must be like semifinals.
Yep, one of the semi-finals is set up. There is, however, guaranteed at least one Korean in the final. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, it's just like the fact that we've got the players, we just aren't winning anything as foreigners. And it's like, why? What is it the Koreans are doing that we aren't doing as foreigners?
Playing better.
Yeah, but
As
why?
far as
Is it
I
training?
know, it's a mentality thing.
Okay.
Because the mentality to sit down and play like 18 hours a day
Yeah.
is not something that the foreigner pros does.
Not to mention that we don't get guys like Stefano, for example, which will try and find that missing link, with the Roach Max out and stuff. Utilizing Roach Ling as well back in a time when that was just not the thing to pressure and stuff. Those are all little things that he discovered and just abused the living daylights out of just to get ahead. And he swarm host during the beginning of HOTS. But we don't have people like that anymore. Everybody's just copying a Korean or something instead of trying to say, all right, what is broken right now?
I guess TLO would be the only one who's doing that.
The thing is, like...
Yeah, but he's still not doing it as well as you would expect.
Yeah, no.
Season 1, yes. After that.
But it was in season 1 that he would be the one who would do like all these weird things, like put down a hatchery at the front of his base to place a creep tumor with a queen.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing about Dusk Iron Hoof in the chat saying they elevate the game to a level of professional sport, and it's the same mentality a pro athlete puts in. So why aren't the foreigner teams doing that?
Because it's not the same reward in the foreigners like societies, right? In Korea we have KESPA, which is just huge. It's basically a sports organization for only esports.
Yeah.
And the rewards of doing well is so big compared to what it is in any other scene than the Korean scene.
Yeah, I mean MVP and IM just joined Caspa recently. I know that Soul or something, STX
Soul.
Yeah, they joined the ESL, but now it looks like the ESL or TESL, whatever, is becoming like the B League.
Yeah.
And the newer generation on the TSL, you can say, are very hungry. That's why Maru has really stepped up his game a lot this year. I mean, he's looking like Marine King used to look.
The scary thing is that I've heard that Koreans want to move away from KESPA in order to get more freedom to do a little bit what they want, which is not as much practice. So they're going on American teams,
Yes.
Like Hero.
Innovation went to
the recent one
that was
is Impact, I think, who went to Axiom, but Axiom is a Korean team, but it's American based, so they have a little bit more freedom in how they want to play their games.
Yeah, but that's again, it's like that.
Yeah,
the fact that we've got this attitude means that we aren't winning tournaments, and it's like when you get to WCS and there's one foreigner in there, and there were potential of two foreigners if Scarlet had actually taken part in Season 3.
Yeah.
And it was just like, what the fuck, guys? Come on, get on this. We actually want to see foreigners take some fucking trophies. As opposed to...
just want to see a balanced thing. I mean, even if it was, for example, alright, I'm going to take an example of Dota 2. Imagine if Alliance, which are the current Dota 2 international champions, continue to dominate. That nobody could touch them. It would be boring, right? The only reason why we had 600,000 plus people watch the final was because we had the Swedes versus the former champions. And the former champions came back from the precipice.
Yeah.
They literally somehow beat Team Orange. Orange looked like they were going to go to the final, but they came back, beat Orange. The chance... Nova were in fucking insane. Nova.
Yeah.
So it was because the storyline was so good going into the final,
and
people wanted storylines. I mean, I'm sorry to say, but a lot of Korean players don't provide positive storylines for international viewers.
And that's
sure, these guys are fucking crazy as far as playing goes, but there's
and
I think there's a language barrier there as well. Even if these stories existed, we would never know about them.
Yeah, it was like on Team Liquid, they had the faceless Korean story, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
They're getting better at it. I mean, so some of the Korean players do speak English to a level where they can actually talk to people now, and that does
but
make
I
sense.
can count on my hand.
Yeah.
This.
There's
MC,
Bolt.
Polt.
Yeah.
I think MVP speaks a little bit
I
of
don't
English.
think MVP. Yeah. I know Dongrigu can speak a little bit of English.
Yeah.
MVP, I'm not sure
And
about.
Jaedong, of course. So Jaedong is that face of the Koreans, basically. If we're talking storyline, right? Especially because he's got that brand of always being second. So when he actually wins, it's gonna be huge.
Oh yeah. Again, that was a slightly sad thing about the WCS finals.
Yep.
Spoiler alert: it's already happened.
No, that's fine.
But like he got to the finals, and then it was just like, I got to the finals. Does that mean I win? No. Oh fuck.
Yeah, but you know what is an interesting storyline was they both beat champions to get there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was brilliant.
Really interesting. Yeah, it was very
I would have loved it if we'd gone all the way to the full 7 games in the final, but we didn't. But then again, that's just a Korean versus Korean thing. It was just like...
Yeah.
I think that may just have been the fact that Jaedong got nerves. Although, like, this didn't stop people talking about the EG curse all the time. It was just like,
Yes.
shut up.
EG curse.
This is really fascinating because Dier was a champion. Let's see, MVP was a champion, and Mara was a champion in the lower bracket. Upper bracket, Bomber, Polt, and Hero. So it was an interesting storyline. Again, I completely agree with you. Full 7 games, but sadly that didn't happen because, well,
The thing that disappointed me the most was the fact that SOS was the one who was the second finalist.
Oh?
yes.
I didn't want him there. I
Bomber.
mean, he's a good player, but I wanted Bomber.
Yeah.
Everybody wants Bomber.
Oh, yeah, but it was his last tournament, wasn't it? So
Next
No,
to
it's-
last, he's doing Red Bull Battlegrounds as well.
so
He
now
has
everyone wants him to
because,
win that
like,
one.
his team are like, yeah. But Bomber's law, man. Bomber's fucking law.
Yeah.
It's a real shame that that whole like the whole like military service thing has to happen over there. Like I can understand why,
Yeah.
because they're next door to North Korea, but still, like,
It's the only thing that the foreigners have going for them.
what the fact that the problem is we don't know what the lifespan of a foreigner player is now, because like we've had people quit to go to school, we've had people all sorts of like
They
random
switch to
reasons for leaving.
leagues, switch
Yeah.
It's a risky business to get into. I mean,
Yeah.
because you never know when it's going to die.
Yes, but because people aren't doing it, it's probably not doing as well as it might. I mean, the fact that
Yeah.
we've got Evil Geniuses, the fact that we've got like all the teams. I mean, like Western Wolves are even that. Then that's good. Then that's how we build this stuff.
You know what the biggest risk for us finding new players is?
What?
The fact that StarCraft is so hard to go pro in, and it's so comparatively much less rewarding than other games,
Yes,
that
yes.
a lot of pros just choose to go into other games and do well there.
Because they've got the skills.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna say StarCraft is the most difficult game in the universe, and there's no other esports that can compare to it. There's a big difference in skill if you're playing, for example, MOBAs and RTSs, because in the MOBA scene you have the entire team thing that you have to go through. You're not an
Yeah.
individual player anymore, you're part of a team, right?
Yeah.
That's the biggest difference that people just seem to neglect. However, if you have all the mechanics from StarCraft and you go into a game which for you personally seems easy because you're used to doing very much, you're getting a bit of an easier time controlling a single unit, right? That makes it easier, and that makes it attractive to go into another game. That is a huge problem right now.
Yeah,
Well,
not to
yeah.
mention the fact that when you play with 5 other people, it can be fun. Like
Yeah.
by working with other people to a goal. That's one of the reasons why I've been playing a lot of Dota 2, man. Because sometimes it just feels like a really lonely game, StarCraft.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of the
Because
reasons
it's
why I ladder on
yeah.
Skype. But actually, we just
Yes,
had Hubbus in
that's
the
good.
chat saying StarCraft 2v2 Pro League WCS go 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 go. That would be amazing, but no balance at all.
No.
They'll have to literally have a separate version of the game for that, which
Yeah.
would be cool.
You would have to do mirror matchups only.
Yes, because it was broken as hell.
That could work.
Actually, either that or just like single race versus single race.
Yeah.
You know, because otherwise you'd end up with, like, just random, just to pull a combination out of the air. Mutalisk Medevac.
Yeah.
They will never die.
Aber.
Yes.
But no, like I've tried. The thing I have about I've tried playing League. I've tried playing Dota, and they're really hard to get into because I have that sort of I don't have the understanding of how they're supposed to work, and the fact that, you know what, like when shit's coming towards my base, my instinct is to kill it, whereas apparently you're not
Yes.
supposed to. You're just supposed to last hit as a carry.
Yes.
So you end up with you end up with just all the money rather than taking all the time, and it means that the fight happens closer to your tower than theirs. Which I think is like something in Dota. I think Lich can kill your own mobs to make that happen more.
Yeah. He can he basically kills the mob, takes the mana,
Yeah.
and now they buffed him, so he actually gets the XP for that.
Oh wow,
was a
you get
pretty
XP
big
for
thing.
killing his own mobs.
Yeah, which is a really big thing. Now he's seeing Lich in competitive games a lot more because
Also, you deny the XP from the other team. by
Exactly.
denying
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Wow, nice.
yeah,
Okay.
so the supports have a better time. And now Midas are everywhere. Holy shit! It's this item which can get you gold basically. Like you kill a creep and you get gold from it, and double the